When David Weindorf decided to make Between Earth and Sky, Climate Change on the Last Frontier, he wanted to make sure and show how it is affecting the people of Alaska, specifically the native people of Alaska.
I have a lot of colleagues that I work with in Alaska, and in developing the film, we had a lot of meetings with them, phone discussions about the story arc of the film. And we call that the screenplay, right? And we talked about the content that we wanted to discuss, the filming locations and things like that. One of the things that was really important to us was to provide the Native American context for the film. Obviously, there are Native Alaskans who've lived there for thousands of years, and they have a tradition, a way of doing things that we felt was really important to include as a part of this film. So to go out to some of these native villages like Shishmaref, Kotzebue and some others, and take a look at those, it was a really important component of the film to hear how migration patterns of the animals that they hunt are changing due to climate change, and hear about how coastal erosion is affecting their villages and they may have to move their entire village. Those kinds of direct impacts really formed a narrative that was important to tell in the context of the film.
Those direct impacts come with a $200 million price tag for the people of Shishmaref due to coastal erosion.
So it's really different up there, and that's one of the reasons that my students are so taken when they go up and go on this tour. Is the soils of Alaska are totally different than what you would see here in the lower 48. First of all, they have a tremendous amount of organic matter in them. I mean, it can be 50 to 100 centimeters thick in several places. So in addition to this organic matter, then you dig down through the mineral soil, and then you get into this frozen earth, and there's literally veins and wedges of ice in the soil.
While Alaska has frozen soil and issues with coastal erosion, West Texas has soil erosion due to wind erosion.
Yeah, so we have a lot of the same kinds of issues here, but they're different somewhat. In West Texas, we're not worried so much about coastal erosion as we are wind erosion. And so with farmers out here on the high plains, we always talk with them about trying to keep vegetative cover on top of the soil as long as possible. And we know that they're going to have to farm, they're going to have to plow the land, but I always talk in my classes about touching the land lightly. That's an old Forest Service saying. And it's not that we can't do anything with the land, but let's not disturb it any more than we have to. It was years ago, you'd get on the tractor and just drive around, and plow up things, kind of that was the thing to do. Today, we're seeing more and more people going into reduced tillage systems or even no-till systems, where they harvest a crop and then they literally go and plant the next crop right in on top of the stubble from the last crop. So those kinds of conservation practices really help to conserve soil, keep it here and viable for our farmers for agricultural production in the future.